Welcome back to the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2020 tournament. So we've got Facebook Void, which is my own team, up against AMZN High on Tangos, and this is the final game I'm gonna cast before playoffs happen. I mean, I guess they happened yesterday in like real time, but this is the last week 8 game, so we'll be playing on 7.26A, and at least most of the round of 16 games we played on 7.26B. Although my game against Twitch got delayed till tonight, so we'll be playing on 7.26C, which is kind of sad because yeah, I really wanted to pick position 4 sniper, but he got nerfed now, so I'm not really sure what the deal with that is going to be.
10 seconds to pick.
Yeah, it's just minor nerfs all around. I think big talent overhaul, and then he like ice fog reverted some of the changes. But anyway, let's get into this game. So I had been memeing around with position 4 Ember Spirit all week before this, because I like saw it in a couple of games and I'm like, this seems really good. I only had like 3 games on Ember Spirit and they were all back in 2014, so I played like 8 games of Ember Spirit throughout the week, and I was feeling like, you know, I think I could like do okay on this hero. I queued up with maybe plus CTY from Facebook Wuhan Jayo in a pub, and it was like a divine level game, and I didn't feed, and I had like decent impact. You know, like I'm feeling pretty confident about my Ember Spirit right now, so that's what we're gonna go with. Obviously Alex is a great Ember Spirit player, he's shown it many times in the past already, so it's like, it's flexible, we can run it with whatever position we want. So we're gonna ban some standard counters, like Nyx is going to be the main one. I also am thinking of like trying to give Jake Messinator PL again, because that's like something that's like really stable for us. So I banned the Shaker on that one. Other than that, DP and Lich is pretty non-bad. High on Tangos have played Lich a lot from what I've been seeing. They're gonna ban out some of our like go-tos, although we haven't played Snapfire in a really long time. It keeps getting banned against us, so it's like we can't really do that. They banned out Coddle, so we can't run any Coddle strats with Ember, which is like a really popular thing right now, so a bit unfortunate on that side. So there it is, first pick Ember Spirit. We're like a pro team now, first picking Ember Spirit. And they're gonna go with Murata and Bane, I think it is. So this is, I mean, this is still a pretty scary combo. You don't really see, you're not gonna see them like lane together very much at all, because tri lanes aren't really a thing anymore. So we're gonna go with Jakiro for our next pick. This is just something that like Doge wanted. I again, like I've said in previous videos, I mean, part of it is like in hindsight after this game especially, I was like, I don't know how good Jakiro actually is. I've just seen Jakiro lose a lot of games recently. I just haven't felt any impact from that hero. So I probably won't be picking Jakiro from now on, to be honest.
5 seconds remain. Dire's ban.
And then, so we're gonna ban Meepo as well, because Unknown played pretty mean Meepo in the past. It was like, this is something we don't really want to deal with, and they have final pick as well. So I don't want to waste my last ban on a Meepo, if that makes sense. Like, sure, you're only gonna see Meepo in the last phase, but like, we also aren't sure if Ember Spirit is going mid or not yet. So let's keep the last ban open to something that like,
hurry.
I don't know, you can say I should have just saved the Meepo ban for last, but like, so I was really thinking about PL at this point as well, especially after seeing these first 2 supports. They don't really have the best ways to deal with PL. I believe you can't dispel Enfeeble, so that is one way, but like that's not great either. You have to like find the right PL in the first place. Maybe you can. They're gonna ban Legion Commander, which I think was like a pretty good ban for them. It's a core with a dispel, which is like very good. So at this point we're like, yeah, we're up against Bane and Mirana, so it's like I think Abaddon is the other good choice here as an offlaner. They're gonna pick Centaur, so this is I mean this is pretty popular. I feel like in like pro games, like getting Centaur Mirana, and like you can use one ultimate to engage and one ultimate to disengage, so it's like very flexible. It's very difficult to get caught out as a team. Let's see.
10 seconds to pick.
Doesn't seem.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Oh yeah, Enfeeble is dispellable. Look at that. Yeah, so I think we're like most likely going to pick Abaddon at this point because it's just like we need a dispel, and Abaddon doesn't seem like a particularly difficult hero to play as, and I wanted to give Tracksuit like a pretty easy game. The only problem with Abaddon is like he's not the strongest laner by himself, right? Like Elsie would have been great for us because she can handle her own in the lane. So if I did end up playing Ember Spirit in position 4, then like I would have a lot more like freedom to just like roam around the map. Gyrocopter, and I was like, dude, I still want to run PL though. Like, Gyro is like theoretically really good against PL, but like in my experience, I feel like PL usually wins that matchup. You just need to like wait for the flat cannon to end. You have a lot of ways to like, you know, force it out as well. You just like send. Like if your PL illusion is really good, you can just like chip away at Gyro's mana with the illusions. And this is a hero that does not do well with low amounts of mana. He really needs mana to fight, unlike a lot of other carries. So I was still feeling really good about PL, but Metadata was not. So the alternative is like, okay, well we can't. It doesn't seem like there are that many like late game carries that can beat Gyrocopter. So maybe we should try and like end this a little bit earlier and pick like a snowball hero, and that's why we end up going with Ricky. There's a bunch of other reasons as well. It's a hero that can just like get right on top of Bane, stop him from Fiend's grouping. Mirana is also very susceptible to the Ricky as well because she really relies on that leap to get out of sticky situations, but you get silenced by the smoke cloud. So Ricky seems like a generally pretty good pick here as the carry. The only problem now is we don't really have any tower hitters other than Jakiro, right? And like, it seems like clear if Jakiro is gonna level Liquid Fire, max Liquid Fire first. It's probably not the best here. I definitely think this is an Ice Path game, for sure.
Only 10 seconds.
So, I mean, the good thing is we're going into this final phase with a flexible pick here. We also don't really know, like, what, like, I'm not really sure what Unknown was going to pick. So, we're just trying to, like, plug the weaknesses of our team with this final pick, right? And it's like, okay, what are we really struggling with? It's like to keep people in place. We don't have much in the way of stuns. Like, it's just Jakiro Ice Path, and that's pretty bad. We don't have any way to cancel Fiend's Group other than that and Smokescreen. So we're thinking about Puck as the option here. So someone who can play fast, someone with a lot of disables, and is still flexible as well, right? Like now that we have this Puck Ember, like we can play, either of us can play it. I've played Puck in the past as well. So I was like feeling pretty confident about this draft. My only, like obviously the big problem is we don't have any tower hitters. But I was a little bit worried. I feel like this Bane Gyro lane was going to be like super scary. We have an Abaddon who's like, seems like he could do okay, but it's not the best. They're going to ban Bristle as the last ban. That was very surprising to me. I think they probably thought this Abaddon was a position 5 instead of off lane. I don't think you really see that anymore though, because really it was all about like denying yourself with miscoil, but that you can't kill yourself with that spell anymore.
5 seconds remain.
So I let Alex take the dealer's choice on this one. I was like, Alex, do you want to play Ember or do you want to play Puck? I think he ended up choosing Ember, so I was like, okay, well, what don't you want to go up against as an Ember Spirit? I think Viper is what we ended up banning. Yeah, we're just using all our time here to talk about it, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna ban Viper. Oh no, we ended up banning Razor. Wait, why did we ban Razor again? Is that what happened? I mean, Razor's also a very good matchup against Ember Spirit in mid, so it's fine. It also gives them like another hero to play around in the early game. Like, Gyro is really strong with his ulti, but after that he is not the strongest hero in like team fights. So we're gonna pick Puck as our last pick, and so I'm gonna be playing Puck. I honestly was not keen about playing Puck into Gyro Bane. I was like, dude, this lane's gonna suck, especially because we just happened to ban it, and we're up against Bane, who can definitely like 1v1 me.
10 seconds to pick. 5 seconds.
But my goal was not to like hit level 6 at a decent timing. I think we will see we didn't really achieve that. And they're gonna go CEA last pick. I mean, this hero is like one of those heroes that like it's very 50-50 against Ember. You can definitely get crushed if you're not careful. Like Ember, there's some like paradox with Ember Spirit. He just does like an insane amount of damage for no reason. Like I don't think anyone like has figured out why. He just does a ton of damage. But yeah, Flame Guard instantly burns off the refraction, so that's pretty good for Ember. So I mean, like, I feel like the laning phase for us is going to be a little bit rough, but if we can get to the mid game and group up, it's going to be fine. Yeah, that was it, man. This is the game I played with Maybe. I was like, dude, I really want to play Ember. 9, 4, and 20. And it wasn't like that big of a stub either. Alright, well, let's hop into the game. Introduce the teams real quick. On the side of Facebook, we got Metadata on the Rookie, Tracksuit on the About It, Alex on the Ember Spirit, myself on the Puck, and Doge on the Jakiro. The side of Amazon High on Tangos, we got Smokey Nolted on the Centaur, Dump Hubs on the Gyrocopter, Serial Killer on the Bane, Just Pwn on the Marana, and Unknown on the TA. So pretty standard lanes coming out here, nothing crazy's going on. We don't run Ricky that often, but it is a hero that like Jake's been playing a little bit recently, and he feels pretty confident about it. Personally, I haven't had much success with Ricky's on my team. I'm just maybe I like make too many mistakes and then end up like getting snowballed out of the game. Like, Ricky needs to snowball. He needs to like get off to a good start. He has a Jakiro in his lane to make that happen at least, and he's up against Marana, who's like not the strongest laner in the game, and Centaur, who is probably just going to ignore the Ricky altogether. So also not exactly the easiest lane for Ricky, I guess, but it's not difficult. Ricky's got so much regen now. Plus 2.2? Yeah, plus 2 with the headdress. So arrow's gonna come out, it's gonna miss, and it's gonna get both here. So we actually will lose a bounty rune, and I actually take a lot of damage from this Bane in this lane. This lane is pretty miserable for me. I started with a Bassi ring, but I really shouldn't. I think I should have started with like a buckler or a headdress, because like this Bane just ends up bullying me out. He's got 4 armor and 61 damage, and brain sap to boot. So there's like no way I can trade with this Bane. And he has this like orb sword to spot me out as well, which is pretty painful to deal with. So yeah, dude, this lane, I just like wanted to leave already. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is such a miserable lane. I guess Ember Spirit probably wouldn't have fared much better against Bane. Like, at least I could trade a little bit more evenly. Ember's got a little bit more armor early on, and a pretty comparable base damage. Yeah, dude, I can't even like approach lane. I don't have a single point of experience at this point. And I guess it's like I was trying to pull the wave, but this Bane, this is a pretty good observer ward from the Bane here, so now I get spotted out every time. I'm already forced to like ship a south over. The serial killer is just zoning me out.
Did you want that?
Bot lane, don't think it's pretty hard to get any kills in this lane. Mirana's gonna pick up probably leap at level 2, and then the 3 leap charges makes it really tough. Even though you have 2 blink strike charges, it's not that great at catching the Mirana. Mid lane, both heroes taking a pretty hefty chunk of damage here, but Unknown, he's getting low. No sleight of fist yet. Yeah, this game is pretty quiet at the beginning. I do manage to get this courier, but I think I managed to drop off the Wraith Band before it died this. That was pretty unfortunate. That was my impact in this lane. I didn't really achieve a whole lot in this laning phase. It was really bad when you're puck, especially when you fall behind. I am a support, so like I'm not supposed to be like snowballing or anything, but I do need a pretty decently timed blink. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to have any impact. And I was like pretty sure the ward was over here, because I know he's seen me like try and go for the pull a few times, but I didn't realize it was over here. Because I didn't really see him like walk in that direction earlier as well. First blood, Alex is gonna get it. Just early pointed chains on the Ember Spirit. There's a lot of dot damage for this Templar Assassin to deal with. He's having a pretty great game, level 5 against this level 4.5 TA so far. Pretty much the opposite of me. I'm still level 2 at 4 minutes into the game. I guess Doge is as well. Feed here, never mind. Yeah, this lane is like not really working out for me. There's nothing I can do against this Bane, right? And then Gyro is like even scarier to go up against. I think this is kind of why we don't really see position 4 puck that much anymore. Like, it feels like, I think her base damage got nerfed a few times. I was like, oh my god, this rocket flat cannon has so much. So Dubpubs is gonna have a free game for sure. He's definitely like gonna be top of the net worth chart. Oh, actually, Ember is. He got the first blood though. 5-minute battle runes are coming up now. I'm getting zoned out by this Bane altogether. But I'm gonna be able to grab this one thanks to a nice illusory orb play that I made. Although Traxxer's already there as well, so that's not really what you want. Damage, grab one at bot, so he gets stopped before his troubles. Drops the Ice Path. Very early point in Ice Path actually. The Courier is gonna go down. Maybe actually survives. But Shakira will go down as well, and I'm just like, well, I'm not getting anything done up here, so I figure I might as well try and go bot. I end up dying anyway, so since we're both down, I figure I should just come bot and try and help out bot, but I don't really have anything to kill this Centaur either. He's got 1000 HP at 5 minutes into the game. It's like thinking of walking. I think I will walk. Alright, I think I was gonna drop a sentry in mid and then make my way over to bot, which means I'm not getting any experience for a really long time. Oh, stop into an arrow. And Ricky, the retaliate's popped, but it's only, actually it's a no retaliate. It's your additional attack damage. That was a little bit weird to see. And yeah, Traxxer, he's in a little bit of trouble up here by himself. He will manage to get out of there a little bit with the shield, but yeah, it's really hard for a batter now that I left him alone. But like, there's not a whole lot I can do with him either, so this is a pretty tough game. I'm trying to make something happen at bot, but we have an Ice Path at least, but it's pretty tough to bring down this Centaur. And Mirana is probably even tougher to bring down because she's so mobile. Ended up TPing mid to try and help this Ember. I noticed Bane TP mid, so I'm gonna force a rotation at least. Seems like nothing's going to come out of it.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
I think I was waiting for Ricky to hit 6, right? Like once he hits 6, his damage output goes through the roof. Now with that Tricks of the Trade being his ultimate. So at this point, we should let Ricky get solo XP. He should get level 6 pretty soon after this wave. I think it's going to be very close if he's solo. He gets denied though, so I think he's not going to get it. It's fine, there's always a next wave. Gets denied again. And Alex getting low in mid. Oh yeah, I had like 200 ping for some reason. It was really weird. I don't think I DC'd that long here. Oh, Traxxer's gonna die at top. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, he's not gonna have a good game, that's for sure.
Okay, we're unpaused.
Instantly died after the pause ended. Ricky gets arrowed. There's no retaliate stacks, there's only 5 right now, so it's not the worst. Dodges the double edge as well as Smoky also getting a bit low. Unfortunately, Ricky, he doesn't have his ulti yet, but managed to get the kill with Blink Strike anyway. And now Mirana is in a little bit of trouble. Has 2 leap charges though, so it should be okay. Let's see if Jake doesn't want to commit for it. Ember's shown up bot now. It gets pinged out instantly, so won't be able to capitalize on this DD rune yet.
Rune of double damage.
Filling up to full with that bottle.
Never refuse gold given.
Yeah, I'm surprised this bounty rune was still here actually. That was really surprising. Yeah, spotted the whole time.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Tracksuit, he goes down again at top. That's a bit rough. 2 back-to-back deaths. And yeah, Dump Hub's just probably having the freest game of his life. Somehow Alex is still at the top of the net worth chart, even though he's like trying to make rotations. He's not exactly free farming either. I think TA's even got more net worth. Okay, Aaron instantly should be okay. SE is going to jump in, but there's still 3 leap charges, so nothing's going to come out of that. And the 10-minute boundaries are approaching, so probably see some action here. David's going to be able to pick up the 2 at top, and we're going to be able to get Aaron again. Breath comes out, but the coil, not the coil, the waiting group doesn't actually disjoint. Doge in a lot of trouble as well. Alex, he's come to try and clean up, maybe gets the 2-man chains out. 1 fire remnant forward, and Smokey Knowlton also in a little bit of trouble. The haste rune is still active on the Ember, so he's going to be able to just scurry out of there. We're not going to be able to punish him. Now the trap goes off, and Smokey Knowlton, he might actually end up dying here. I've actually respawned in this fight, but I'm not able to get the waiting rift hit. I ended up dying. I got the kill on Centaur, but I ended up dying anyway. So 2 deaths in this one fight, it seems, but it's it's pretty worth. I got but Ember's gonna die, so that's not worth anymore. That's really bad for us. Gyro got the biggest kill on the map. Somehow Ember's still top of net worth. I guess it's because we got all 4 bounty runes, but that was a little bit of space created. I picked up the tome, so I'm pretty close to level 6, at least like a lot closer than I should have been. Gonna go mid, try and get some XP. It's a really huge stack.
Tower is under siege.
But the enemy supports are way high level. Bane is level 6 now, so seems like he should be able to get a pretty free kill on this Ricky here. Jakira not really in a position to save him, and that's exactly what's going to happen. This is a pretty big power play from Serial Killer. Jumping the cooldown as well, which probably is a little bit unnecessary. But Doge not really in a position to defend him. That was a... I don't know, I feel like that's a little bit of a misplay. Like, you should expect that Bane is going to hit level 6 at 10 minutes with the tome. It's pretty unlikely that's not the case. And now the Nightmare into arrow combo. And this is even scarier than it used to be now that Enfeeble gives a status resist reduction. Like, this arrow is going to last 30% longer. That's crazy.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, so see Smokey Knowlton's at top. I'm going to try and gank him. He's not the biggest target on the map. Obviously, this Gyro is level 10 now. Level 11 on the Templar Assassin. But Ember, he wants it. TP in from the Rana on the outpost, and the Stampede is popped. So that's it's not bad. It's a good outcome for us. Ember didn't commit too hard. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite level 6 yet. I'm trying to get level 6 off this wave, and I should be able to get it.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage. Dire's top tower is
now
being attacked.
that play won't happen again. And I'm trying to look for a kill with Ember now. Alright, we see the Centaur. And Silence with the Dream Coil, finish him up pretty easy. I probably didn't need the Dream Coil there, which is kind of unfortunate because now I won't have it for any upcoming fight. So Bane and Mirana, they're just gonna play together for the rest of this game. There's no reason not to. Like, even though Mirana is pretty good at shoving waves, like there's so much kill potential with these 2 heroes that like it's hard to say no to just like sticking together. Alex getting slowed up here by this trap. We'll be able to remnant out, but another trap is available. Gets instantly taken out because he has a DD. Arrow comes in. Doge, being the arrow magnet he is, just eats it. There's no follow-up. Here's Macropire now. We're trying to take this top tier 2 tower to force them away from mid, and Sensor has TP, so it's possible we could take this mid fight. We know there's no Stampede for a little bit longer, because it's a fairly long cooldown at early levels. And Alex just playing really deep. Oh, interesting. And we see the bait now. It's instant silence. And he should end up going down here. Nightmares himself for a bit of time, ended up taking the Nightmare, but the Fiend's Grip onto Alex here. Draco will cancel it for the time being, but Alex is completely out of mana, and it seems like we're both gonna die. Ricky does get the cleanup onto Bane, and Mirana as well goes down to the Ricky, so a double kill for Jake, Messinator, and Gyro also getting really low. The Trickster trade will finish him off. Triple kill for Ricky, that's huge. He has the Defusal Blade complete now. So Bane's gonna have a pretty tough time in this game from now on. No force stuff anywhere in sight, because don't really want to buy a force stuff on Bane early on. You really need the Aether Lens to make this hero good. Like, without the class range, he's super bad. But this is a big timing for us. We've somehow like come out pretty evenly in the laning phase, even though we lost top lane pretty hard. Ricky's now taken over the network side. Ember, he's fallen off a little bit. This is one of the problems with Ember. He's not the fastest farmer, unlike your TAs or your gyros. So Gyro gonna go for an axe as the first item. It's a very good farming item for a gyro. And TA almost gone, finished with the Deso as well. So her farm speed should increase significantly as well. So this is like not great for us. So we're not in the best position, and Ember gets nightmared. He's gonna get arrowed as well. There's no save. Dream kill not gonna be enough. And this is one of the problems, like I think with the team coordination. I think at this point, like David should have just like followed the Ember around. We're like telling him like, why you just need to like stand behind the Ember, get ready to shield him. And yeah, I'm getting baited. Like I heard this thing where you can like, the new patch notes you can kill your own ward, but I got baited super hard by my own ward. I end up getting arrowed for my troubles. Mirana does end up going down to the tricks of the train, but a Fiend's Grip on the Ricky will finish him off as well. And Bannon coming a little bit too late to this party. And I think we're gonna be able to do a whole lot in this area. Ember needs to be careful not to get chased again. So, Amazon, they're starting to pull ahead a little bit in this game. 3k gold lead, but Centaur is pretty down in the dumpster, not as much as the Abaddon is. Abaddon's gonna go for a hood, whereas Centaur's gonna go for Vanguard. I feel like I've said in a previous video that like Vanguard just seems like a dead item. Like it almost always seems better to go pipe instead. As Serial Killer gets the Nightmare onto Ember Spirit. There's no arrow nearby for the follow-up.
Bottom tower under fire.
Another Psionic Trap comes down. TA comes in now. The Dreamcoat will hold Gyro in place for a bit. The Stampede comes out now. I'm going to fall instantly. I'm trying to buy some space for people to get out. I instantly buy back as well. I don't have my ulti, but Abaddon's shown up now. He's kind of caught out in no man's land though. This is really bad for him. He's forced to pop the ulti this early on. And now another trap will pop, and Tracksuit is in a bit of trouble. Messinator gets a nice silence off in time. A silence on the TA. Cooldown comes down on the 2 here is really bad. I'm gonna end up die backing here. That's super bad for this fight. we were just completely outnumbered from the beginning. Like they just showed up with more numbers. Traxxas pathing through the jungle was really bad because there's like 2 observer wards spotting him out as well. It forced to pop the ulti really early on, and Jakiro was like nowhere nearby at all. I was a little bit tilted at this point in the game, to be honest. Like, I have literally nothing. Lowest net worth on the team. Another Moonlight Shadow and a Fiend's Grip on the Ember Spirit. He's gonna die again. This is why this hero is so strong. And Ricky comes in now, but he's not gonna be able to kill anyone. The dust pops as well. But actually, will miss for some reason. I don't think we want to fight here. The whole of Amazon here is other than the Centaur, but the Centaur's got this. Oh, he doesn't have Stampede. Gyro showed up now, and this is really scary. We're all gonna die. As long as Ricky gets out, it's probably okay. No, 2 people gonna get out. Yeah, we're not taking very good fights right now, and Amazon is 6k ahead of us. The Bandit just needs to like sit behind the Ember Spirit. That was like what I was trying to tell my team. Like the whole reason we picked this Bandit was to get rid of the Fiend Script, but it hasn't been dispelled once.
Death's bounty.
So, Satanic going to be the next item for Gyrocopter. It's going to be very difficult to take this guy down now. He's going to have a ton of lifesteal, a ton of status resistance. It's looking rough for us, to be honest. Whereas Ricky, he's going for a Basher next, but Ricky doesn't really farm that fast either. He's top of the net worth now, but this isn't really the kind of game where Ricky's going to be able to overtake this Gyrocopter. And TA also, she's got all the items she needs for this game. Blink Dessa, you don't really need much else. The smoke's gonna come out now. Arrow will try and fish for a connection, but not going to. The smoke breaks on Bane. Ricky's on the other side of the map. We do have a place to TP to Alex. He's got a haste. He's gonna try and bait them in. Midnight Shadows pop now. Arrow comes out again. We have decent wave clear at least, so it's like not too easy for them to push into this tower. Blink done on the Centaur now as well, so more initiation for him. TA's gonna TP top. I don't think Ricky can solo kill TA. Maybe if TA doesn't have refraction up, it should be pretty possible. And meanwhile, Bane's gonna get caught out at bot. We're gonna eat another arrow. See if Ricky wants to go for it. The silence comes out, and TA gonna eat some damage here at least, but should be okay. Mirana TPs to the outpost.
Dire's middle tower taking
I still have like literally no items this game. We're looking on the support. So Bait will buy a 4-star for his first item. The flat cannon comes down now with the fall down. Gonna die instantly. And Ice Path gets this cancels the stomp for a bit. Nice shield as well will cancel dispel the stomp stun. But Chikira ends up going down. This game definitely is looking from bad to worse. TA meld hit gets dispelled, but another feed strip will finish off the Ember Spirit. And now Abaddon's gonna go down as well. Oh, maybe he's gonna walk out of there. They're gonna chase for that. He had Blink. I guess they could have tried to force the ultimate at least. Definitely Amazon are like playing a lot better than us. They're just like sticking together a lot more when they need to. There's Bane and Mirana just like been moving around together pretty much the whole game. And it's a pretty scary combo because like Abaddon can't be everywhere at once, and Ricky gets stumped. There's no follow-up yet, but they do have detection. The dust is popped now. He gets nightmared, but Centaur takes it off. Long-range blink strike to the creeps. Can Ricky play his way out of it? He drops the smoke screen. He cuts some more trees. The dust is run out, and another dust is popped, but he's gonna get out of there. Actually, 2 dust pops. That was pretty worth. They popped 3 dusts for him. Space created. Finally, we're gonna get the mid tower. DD in the mid lane. Try to get it for the Ember Spirit here.
Ending from miles away.
Radiant's top tower is being
I'm not
attacked.
that big on this Force Star from Jakiro. I think he needs to yours, like both to like set up for the ice path, but also to like has another option to cancel Fiend's Grip.
Tower has fallen.
Smoky Knowlton gonna get caught out here. Dream Coil, and he's pretty dead. Not much that he can do about this. Gonna lose the top T2 in the meantime, which is not ideal. 25-minute batteries are coming up soon. So he spots out the ward. And he's in really deep now, the silence, and he's gonna get picked up. Bane's shown up as well. He's in out of position. He'll get picked up as well. So things looking up a little bit for our team. 3 pickoffs. T is a really big kill as well. She was on a wicked 6 streak, so 569 gold, going the way of Ricky. Gonna go for a Manta style to get rid of the dust. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is a BKB game, to be honest. Like, you just want to run at the Bane and the Mirana and not have them be able to do anything, right? But you also don't want to get Fiend's Grip, so that's not that easy either. And Mirana gonna get picked off here as well. Ghost Scepter not gonna be enough to help.
You are no more.
Trying to look for this Centaur, who we definitely saw, but he's a little bit speedy with the blink. Spider legs now for the Ember Spirit.
Never refuse gold given.
And this is a position we want to hold, right? We committed 2 Observer wards here, so we need to make sure not to lose this this high ground. And Serial Killer, he potentially might walk up for this.
Dire's top tower is
Gyro's showing up
under
now as well. He's gonna get caught out pretty quickly. He has BKB, he didn't finish the Satanic. And Draco comes out now. And with the Macro Pyre, but the Fiend's Grip onto the Ember Spirit. It gets cancelled by the shield. And now Ember's gonna get out of there, but Doge is already dead. I think Abaddon's not for too long for this world either. Bane will end up getting picked off in the back lines. I'm not gonna last much longer either. Jake is in now, and Gyrocopter gonna run in. Gets the hit. Kill. Gyro ends up dying. That's a godlike streak going the way of Alex. And Ricky still in the back line, doing a ton of work there. I gotta stop using the real names. I'm really bad at do this. Get doxed. Alright, so that was a really big fight for us. Like, we lost 3 heroes, but ended up picking off the big one, Gyrocopter. Also forced his 10-second BKB. I'm getting pretty close to Blink now, so I've finally taken over the Bane. You know, Bane, this hero with no farming tools. Things are starting to look up for me a little bit in this game. This is where I wanted to be, like, at least 8 minutes ago.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
BKB done on the Ember Spirit now, so the only thing to stop him is this Fiend's Grip, and you can't Fiend's Grip multiple people, so it's not the easiest. Ricky, he's gonna get caught out here. Stampede popped to get everyone closer. There'll be a stomp follow, but it's not enough mana for a stomp. The smoke cloud comes out, and he's gonna be able to walk out. The grip will come out now. They put the sentry down for it, so a lot of resources committed, but Ricky does end up going down. That's a pretty big kill, because he's the highest most farm hero on our team. Yeah, but this is a big problem with our lineup, and this happened in the previous game as well, where like we kind of needed to snowball a little bit, but that didn't end up happening. This game we're a little bit more equipped to take it to the late game, like unlike the previous game where we had like a mid pugner, but even then this is not ideal for us. And spot the centaur.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Should have done to take the creeps. This should be an easy pickoff, but meantime, Amazon's going for Broshan. We had no idea this was happening because we don't have any vision on this side of the map. That is one of the problems with doing this kind of tactic where you're playing in the enemy triangle, is that if you're on Radiant, you can't defend Rosh as well. So I'm gonna at least try and trade for the tower. Ping's coming out for more, but this isn't the best situation right now. We still have very good vision in this area in terms of sentries and wards, but again, we don't have the fastest tower pushes either.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked. Dire's structures are fortified.
Vanna gonna go for a Lotus Orb next. It's very nice against the Bane. You can take off the Nightmare with it, and you can also make it really hard for the Bane to go for Fiend's Grip, right? Because if you get Fiend's Grip back, it's gonna instantly cancel for both of you. Although I do feel like the next level play with AM counter spell is that you just like force him to stand still while he Fiend's Grips you. That'd be pretty funny. Alright, Moonlight Shadow comes out again. Ricky gonna break the smoke instantly, and he gets dusted. He won't be able to get out of there for now. This arrow will miss. So the Manta style paying off a little bit there to save his life.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked. Dire's bottom tower is in pieces.
Rana taking the tome. Just working towards, I guess, like the arrow cooldown talent. Mindbreaker picked up for Ricky. This could be pretty big for him. Get that silence on Rana, so she definitely can't leap away after the first hit. You have to basically have less pressure on getting the diffusal blade smoke screen combo out as quickly as possible. You could potentially like get another like extra hit in as well before you have to pop the diffusal blade. Orb of Destruction picked up for Ember Spirit. One of the best items you get on Ember Spirit. You apply this slow and armor reduction on all heroes that you slide a fist. Gonna work towards an access because it is Gyro has BKB now. TA also has a BKB, so it's gonna be some time before I get it, but it should help keep them in place so we can retreat if we need to. Another Midnight Shadow comes out. Oh, Flame in the Roche Pit. Shakiro gonna get caught out here by the Psionic Trap. And gonna work his way out of there, but he's spotted by the Observer Ward. I don't really see a way out of him, although he can probably TP out. Another Ice Puncher. Doge is actually going to survive, and meanwhile, Facebook are taking the top T2. It's seeming like a pretty good series of events. And they're going to keep going. I guess this is like, we have a DD on the Ember Spirit, but Amazon also have the Aegis, so we can't really take them in a head-on fight. It seems like the goal is to trade racks right now and use the Macropie to try and clear the creep wave. The arrow just barely missed on Doge. That was a pretty big dodge, and it seems like top lane, they're going to be able to get the racks as well, so a 1-for-1 racks trade is not the worst for us, because even though our wave clear kind of sucks, at least we're not down to racks. And BKB popped for Alex now. There's still, oh, Bane might actually go down here. But in the meantime, Amazon, they're going to go for another. So it's time to TP back. Alex and Ricky are both TPing back. So a 1-for-1 trade. We do force the Chihiro buyback. Dump pumps, gets jumped by the Ricky. Arrow dodged by the tricks of the trade. And the Dream Coil, it's not on cooldown right now. Had to use it to stop them from TPing back earlier. And now dump pumps. He pops the Satanic, and AMZN is in a lot of trouble. Dodges with another tricks of the trade there. So he should be able to get out the Sentry. Oh, he actually blinks back into the Starstorm range. So Alex and Ricky both forced to bite back now. Getting blown up by this TA in like 2 or 3 hits. And the BKB is popped. TA is actually gonna die. That was after the Aegis as well. Just Pwn also gonna die to the Macropie. So all in all, this was not the worst situation. We had to use 3 buybacks, but we managed to wipe the majority of them. Gyro did end up making it out alive through that whole engagement. Unfortunately, we're 10k gold behind now compared to the 7 that we previously were. But I felt like, generally considering how far behind we were, that was like a pretty good outcome for us. But this game is really scary right now. We know Roche is not up for at least another 3 minutes, maybe even longer. So it's spooky for sure. We have to try and get some objectives on the map after, you know, maybe force some buybacks. But they also have Stampede, so it's not the easiest, we don't have the easiest disengage.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Cooldown comes out now. Gyro getting jumped by the Ricky. Force the BKB already. It's time to run back if faced with Doge. Force Staff's out of there with the spider legs. And that's the 8-second BKB forced out. That was a really good series of events for us. We didn't force any buybacks, but we got the BKB forced out, so that was pretty worth.
Death's bounty.
Inkin's next on the Ember Spirit, so unfortunately his damage output is going to suffer a lot for this, but it should help keep him alive against the Bane. We'll see if Ricky's looking for a Basher instead. Yule's now done in Chihiro, and I've got my Axe pretty much complete now. I have buyback, but I feel like we're kind of really all in on the next team fight, right? And it's kind of be really tough to try and I don't know how much my buyback is going to achieve in the next fight. What's next? TA going to go for a Hurricane Pike. I think this is like a really bad item in TA, to be honest. Gyro showed off that Satanic in the last fight. I guess, yeah, she wants the Force Staff to get out of the Ricky smokescreen. Same with the Gyrocopter. He doesn't want to always be forced to use his BKB to get out of the smokescreen. So Force Staffs all around. Ricky's game is really tough now. This is kind of why Ricky doesn't want to go in the late game here. Meantime, the fight breaks out. Cooldown is popped, and TA is going to do a lot of damage to Abaddon here, but it seems like no one's going to die yet. Ricky is in deep, he gets dusted. Manta Style to disable it, but ends up, the sentry gets dropped. And Ricky's dead. That's a dieback on Ricky. So, this is rough. This is, I feel like this is close to the beginning of the end. We just need to try and shove the waves as far as we can safely. Seems like Amazon can see us clearly. Should be able to get out of there with no problems. Oh, Abaddon. You don't always want to jump the Abaddon. It's like it's pretty hard to take him down, even though he's kind of far behind. Actually, almost caught up to him in net worth. That's interesting. But Amazon, they're going to be able to take this Rax pretty much for free. They could potentially go for the third one as well, which is would make our game very difficult. And Doge will dodge the arrow. Unknown forced to pop the BKB this early on, and Traxia's got his ultimate again, so you can't really fight this Abaddon head on. So they will get another lane of racks. Gonna go for the next one now. And Ricky's not up for 50 seconds, so this definitely is the time to do it. I don't think Facebook can really defend this. And Dream Coil comes out onto two heroes. It's the Axe Dream Coil, but they're not really running anyway, so it's like not a big deal. The leash will snap on the Centaur, but that's a Centaur you don't want to jump to. It's kind of hard. It's gonna be very difficult. Nice ice path from Doge there. Fort is popped now. Alex Jet doing a lot of work with this sleight of fist. And Flat Cannon comes out now. Doge will barely make it out. Ricky's up in 16 seconds, but the Mega Creeps are gonna come out now. And can't get any more. Unknown ends up going down. The Satanic popped on Gyrocopter. So is there any more follow-up here? Trying to look for it, but there's no Dream Coil. And so that's Mega Creeps. This is really bad for us now. We need to... Usually when you're up against Mega Creeps, you only have two ways to come back into the game. Well, I guess three. You have a Medusa, and that's not really an option for us. You fully wipe them, and then Death Push down mid, which we didn't do. Or we need to drag the game out for like another 40 minutes. And it doesn't seem like an option either, because Gyro, he is a big boy. He's almost got enough money for a Butterfly, and that's what he's going to queue up next. So... trying to at least force TA to buy back, it might make our lives a little bit more possible. That's kind of what we're trying to do right now. Doge is gonna hold the fort at home. Oh, Gyro's gonna go for an MKB. It's not really any evasion, doesn't make the most sense, but you can get MKB procs on, actually, I'm not sure. I need to check this, let me, so I think, because Maelstrom has like an internal cooldown, so you can't pop like 5 Maelstrom hits on a flat cannon, right? You can only do like 1 per flat cannon shot usually. Unless your attack speed is faster than 0.25 seconds. But I don't think MKB and Javelin have internal cooldowns. I think every single hit can do it. Anyway, Roche is going to be taken for Amazon, and this should definitely close out the game at this point. We like know this is happening, but there's no way for us to contest. So it's like we just gotta wait in the base, it seems. Yeah, it was an illusion escape on the Centaur. That was we got baited pretty hard by that. And we'll see the beginning of the end in this game. There's not really a whole lot we can do to defend this. So I'd say like, I don't know, I think overall our draft was okay, but like the lanes were still a little bit too weak. It's a big problem for us. I really want to have like more like late game scaling heroes. So I feel like we did okay to like come back into this game, but the problem is that like we don't have any win condition anymore. Like even though we can like, I think it's like playing to not lose versus playing to win, and we're just playing not to lose, but like you eventually lose anyway. We don't really have an avenue to get back into this game short of Amazon really throwing it. I definitely think the puck maybe wasn't the best choice laning wise, but to be fair, there's not that many heroes that really like can beat and bait Gyro lately. This is pretty scary. I think LC would have been a lot better, but it got banned out. Having pressed the attack would be, I think, a lot better than shield, because the cast range on this spell is also really low, so Tracksuit's going to be in the thick of it. Also gives us a hero that can like scale a little bit better towards the later stages of the game. Tangos is going to jump in, but Amazon are going to take the rocks and the throne in the meantime. Fallout comes down now, Gates group onto the Embers group, but there's no dispel. Tracksuit, he is not cast. I think he taunts the about this after the game. He didn't know that he didn't know he had to use the shield to dispel. He thought he could use Lotus Storm, but it's not enough. So I think Alex could have survived there, but I think we were pretty screwed anyway. We call GG now. I also think like Amazon moved a lot better than us. Like we were very rarely grouped up as 5 heroes at all. All these team fights we took were usually 4v5 with like Messinator on the other side of the map, or like Tracksuit not in position to like get the shield on the Phoenix group. But we also don't have much initiation, right? Like our initiation is a slight chains combo, right? We don't have. I didn't get my blink for a really long time. Once I got it, I felt like the game became a lot easier, but I got crushed so hard in the laning phase that I was like not really sure how to get back into it. Somehow I managed to overtake the other 2 supports on the other side on the other's team, so that was okay. I feel like we made some good moves in the mid game, but again, like they have a Gyro TA who's scaled much better than Ember and Ricky, so our options weren't great for this game.